Hey, what's up everyone? My name's Wes. We're talking fighter levels and 20 of them today. We're talking about level 20. Is it a myth? Have you ever gotten there yourself? Have you ever played at it? So let's go. Right. So, starting off with, yeah, level 20. My experiences with level 20, I've only ever played in one shots, all of two of them. One was a bit disappointing because I was like a monk and we were in a room full of like 20 plus people, and I'm like, oh sweet, I get to punch the hell out of everyone. I was super multi-class, like 4 different classes, um, and fully prepared to kick ass. But our cleric just came in with a like 5th level spirit guardians and killed everything, and I was like, great, there goes my fun. But overall, the adventure was pretty cool. I know there's not that many written adventures, like official ones especially. There's Tyranny of Dragons, which I think it's Rise of Tiamat, the second half of it, not Horde of the Dragon Queen, which is the first half. But that was like the first adventure I ever written, and it's really bad. It wasn't even written by Wizards of the Coast. I think it was written by Cobalt Press, but the rules were still being made at the time, so like it's understandable that it was kind of bad. You know, they didn't have the full rules. Then there was surprisingly, Storm King's Thunder does not go to level 20, and it involves giants, which you would think you'd face when you get higher up, but no, it stops at 11. We have Dungeon of the Mad Mage, but that's a mega dungeon, and if you're not fond of mega dungeons, then oh, it'd be cool to kind of go from Abomination Vaults to Dungeon of the Mad Mage if you like mega dungeons and dungeons with your dragons, but I don't know if those have dragons or not. We also have Vecna Eve of Ruin, which is another level 20. It starts at like 10 or 11, I think, or 12, and goes to 20. Pretty good to use after like a Spelljammer or actually I think the Spelljammer campaign only goes to level 8, but pretty good if you wanted to use it after Curse of Strahd, or if you wanted to use it after Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Actually, I think that only goes to 5. What's the adventure I'm trying to think of? Oh my goodness, it's on the tip of my head. Planescape, I think goes to level 11. So that's pretty good use of it, of Eva Vecna after that, because you're gonna be playing Hoppin afterwards. Have not played it myself. Want to, but haven't touched it yet. Anyway, so level 20. They say the game breaks apart a lot at level 20. They also say that the monsters weren't a match, but then Wizards, I know in Fizzbands and in Big B's added a bunch of high CR creatures. However, we're going to take a look at some third party, because Layers of Ethris by Ghostfire Gaming goes to level 20. I mean, those are just like monster layers. It's sort of more so of anthology. Actually, no, it's just not even an anthology of adventures. It's just layers and monsters that are in them. So there's that. And then we also have Where Evil Lives by MCDM. Also goes up to level 20. So you could like string those together. Or if you wanted to like, I don't know, play something like Eva Vecna and then add the level 20 adventure of or layer of MCDM Where Evil Lives, and then followed by the one of Layers of Ethris. However, those are written for the old 5e rules, so you might have to tweak them a bit. So my Curse of Strahd game is actually way in the end game, or level 11, and it's gonna end soon. And one thing my DM said the other week was, before continuing on to our next adventure, he would kind of like to see how everyone else DMs. Everyone in that group has experience as DM. I run another game at the moment for my Monster Hunters. One of our characters or players runs a game, a home game as well. So yeah, he was like, I kind of want to see how everyone else DMs, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna run a level 20 since I know I'm the only person possibly besides the DM who's ever played at that level. And a few people got excited. The DM was like, oh man, level 20 is just a mess. But I'm like, yeah, well, I want to experience how it is to run a game at level 20. Because I would like to run like a level 20 adventure. And see how that plays out. So, yeah. Having never ran one, I decided to making pre-mades. I always make pre-mades for any of my one-shots or adventures. The players don't have to follow them. However, for in this case, I kind of want everyone to stay single class and not go too out of bounds when it comes to crazy stuff. Despite picking subclasses that I don't think any subclass that I picked is from the core rules, so it's gonna get crazy anyway. The player's handbook has like balanced party concept, but if you were around during the playtesting for the rules prior to the update, I don't know if you remember, but they broke the classes down into different segments, and those were warrior, expert, mage, and like healer or sage. And they had paladin in the like healer sage category. I'm gonna say sage, I kind of like it better, and it's because they clumped channel divinity features and wild shape into like similar features because the way they work and scale in game, and I kind of see it, and I like support paladins better than most. So I have like, all right, well, if you're gonna have a support paladin as your like sage, then I think the best pairing of warrior would be monk for that. So because monks have some good damage output but not always the highest, and they're kind of squishy, so a monk alongside of a paladin is like really good combination. I don't even remember okay, so I had barbarian as a warrior for party 1 with a bard as their expert, a druid cleric as their sage, and a warlock as their mage. The warlock, I was like, you're getting magic initiate, fey touch, shadow touch to give you extra spells, and it's actually really good on a warlock because shadow touch gives you invisibility, which you can cast for free at base level or again with the spell slot. And for a warlock, that means casting it on the entire party when they decide to use a spell slot on it. So super good right there. So then we also had like, my players don't have to take these, they can alter them if they want. I encourage that they alter them typically, but I would want them to stick to a balanced party. And so I'm going to give them the option of picking out of one of these 3 parties. So like I was saying, the reason I had the bard as the expert and also in the same party as a warlock, because warlocks can go intimidation and like deception, and the bard can go, you know, I mean, honestly, the bard gets such a flexible character with their expertise. They can pick up expertise in arcana, investigation, persuasion and deception, or performance, whatever they kind of want. And because at level, when they get magical secrets, they get access to the wizard spell list. They can also like be a backup blaster caster if they need to, along with the warlock. So that's kind of a really good pairing there. Kind of each filling the gap for each other's weakness. Our second party, we have a strength-based fighter, a ranger, a strength-based fighter is our warrior, rangers are expert. Okay, this is where the cleric is actually. The druid was in the other party. Despite having a lot of overlap with the bard, like they are the only people I believe who get fairy fire. Initially, I don't actually know if wizards get it or not, but I don't remember if they do. But they have a lot of overlap. But once again, because the bard at level 10 can just like pick other spells from like the the wizard spell list, it's not that bad. So then we had, party 2 was the cleric, because their spells are different from the rangers, and then they had the sorcerer, right? Yes, they had the sorcerer. Then which honestly I think sounds like a really strong party. Then we had our third party, which is Wizard, Rogue, Paladin, and Monk. So Paladin is basically our frontliner, but not really the damage dealer, because we have two strikers, right? We have two people who can like easily jump in and out of combat in that party. With the Monk and the Rogue, where the Paladin kind of holds the front lines. Monk, the new Monk is so good. And once I realized as I was putting them to level 20 and they get proficiency in all saves, if they are on the front lines next to the Paladin, they get an aura protection as well, which just means that Monk is really, really good. I would prefer that they just pick a party like one of the three parties as the balanced option, and then they can do whatever they want with their subclasses after that, because I feel like that will kind of give me the most, all right, I can do this at level 20, right? I can run this game. Magic items, the player's handbook has how to give out magic items, or how many magic items you should have if you start at like higher levels. I haven't thrown any on the character sheets yet, because I would like, after they pick their party, to then like flavor their characters. How does your epic level 20 demigod of a character look at this point, right? And then probably hand out magic items based on that. Or I could just say this is like, because like I threw on whatever weapon masteries for like the barbarian, the fighter, the rogue, paladin, and ranger. But if they want to swap those out for something else, then by all means. I don't think I'm gonna have firearms in this one shot, and based on how like I have it in my head how I want to start, and so I'm thinking don't have firearms and give out their magic items at the start of the game or just before the start of the game, like maybe have a one-on-one with them, because I kind of want it to be like a 2 to 3 shot. If anything, I think a 3 shot would be pretty cool, like just a little 3 sessions, just party banter, role-playing, backstory, and then, you know, adventure, final, and then the last session just being straight combat. Sort of the structure I have in my head, at least, or like the beats I kind of want to hit for the 3 shot. If it makes it that far, it could just be a 1 shot, who knows. But yeah, that's kind of what I have in my head. And oh, it would be really kind of cool if some of the other players DM and at different levels. Like if somebody wants to do a level 3 adventure, then a level like 7, and then I come in later on at the like level 20, but we all use the same party, and just have like the one, probably I would say the expert would be the make the most sense to be swapping around from player to player, just because they're experts, they're pretty flexible. And either way, I'm just looking forward to trying out running a level 20 game. If you've ever been in a level 20 adventure, or if you've ran one, or if you've been in one multiple times, got there multiple times, let me know down below. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've been Wes, Where's the Fun. Thank you. Bye.